Welcome to our recap of Dr. Stone Season 2. Picking up where the thrilling events of Season 1 left off, this season dives deeper into the Kingdom of Science's battle against the Tsukasa Empire, blending ingenious inventions with heart-pounding action. If you missed the adventures of Senku and his allies from the first season, don't worry. The Season 1 recap link is in the description to get you up to speed. Now let's jump straight into the epic continuation of this science-fueled saga. Senku decides to make space food so that they can eat during the war with Tsukasa. With the help of Chrome and Kaseki, he makes cup ramen. That night, Senku, Gen, and Chrome decide to fool the Tsukasa Empire soldiers with the record of Lillian's voice in order to raise their hopes about someone trustworthy out there. In the morning, Chrome, Gen, and Magma prepare to go near the battlefield to set the phone. They make a blast with sound bombs in the forest to distract Homura, a member of Tsukasa Empire. The plan works, and the three run towards the battlefield. Gen, Chrome, and Magma embark on taking the phone to Taiju and Yuzuriha. As Homura is lured in by the sounds of the bombs, Kohaku moves to catch her. Kohaku starts chasing Homura, and a flashback of Homura's past as a gymnast is shown. Senku captures Homura after blinding her with a flare. However, Homura easily escapes. Homura notices the absence of Gen, Chrome, and Magma after counting the villagers. Homura is lured with a fake antenna and captured by Kohaku. The phone squad finishes installing the phone at the graveyard. Taiju and Yuzuriha find the phone and establish communication with Senku. Nikki watches as Yuzuriha and Taiju visit the grave. Gen, Chrome, and Magma hide from Ukyo. Chrome starts a fire to let Gen and Magma escape. Taiju requests Nikki to hear what his friend has to say. Nikki shows surprise at seeing a phone. Gen impersonates Lillian Weinberg. However, Nikki asks Lillian how many CDs she's sold to know if she is real. Senku tells Gen the right answer. Nikki, still unconvinced, asks what Lillian's proportions are. After receiving an answer, she realizes she's speaking to an imposter. Senku plays the recording of the real Lillian he received from Byakuya. Hearing this, Nikki agrees to cooperate with Senku. Nikki and Senku discuss bringing more men from Tsukasa's empire to their side. Chrome surrenders and is captured by Ukyo. Magma returns to Ishigami village. In the village, Kaseki finished building a wheel. Senku creates blueprints for a steam engine vehicle. Using beeswax, Senku creates a mold for pistons and other parts. At Tsukasa's headquarters, Chrome declares to teach Tsukasa how amazing science is. Hyoga dangles Chrome at the waterfall while Tsukasa interrogates him. Tsukasa wants Chrome to betray Senku and the village in exchange for Senku's head and the village's safety. When Tsukasa asks Ukyo what Chrome is doing, Ukyo lies saying he found him possibly scouting caves. Back at the village, Senku finishes making the locomotive. Chrome is imprisoned at Tsukasa's headquarters. Kaseki and the others finish making the body of the automobile, dubbing it the Steam Gorilla. The science team embarks to rescue Chrome as Senku is unable to persuade the elderly villagers to remain behind. They set up camp near a cliff. Kohaku keeps watch, while Suika moves ahead to scout. Senku decides to modify the Steam Gorilla and make it a tank. He makes paper shields to armor the Steam Gorilla. Kinro expresses disbelief at the strength of the paper shield. To test it, Senku asks him to attack the shield with his spear. However, Kinro's spear breaks when he attacks the shield. Senku finishes the Steam Gorilla tank. Tsukasa builds anti-vehicle traps, wary of Senku possibly building a vehicle. Tsukasa revives Yo, a former police officer known for his strength. A flashback of Yo's previous life is shown where he was fired for killing a fleeing criminal. Chrome manages to go outside by using the need to excrete as an excuse, where he collects materials. Chrome mulls over the need for a battery to escape. Later that night, someone sneaks a battery into his cell. Chrome tries to use the battery to blow up the bamboo gate. However, Yo quickly stops it. Chrome exercises to use his sweat and make sodium hydroxide to melt the rope holding the bamboo together. Consequently, Chrome avoids the anti-vehicle traps and escapes. Yo corners Chrome. However, Chrome fakes pneumonia and strikes Yo, who is taken aback, escaping to Senku's hideout. Senku decides to use the steam gorilla to capture the miracle cave. Using Lillian's recording, Senku gains the trust of more of Tsukasa's men. Ukyo reveals he saw Yuzuriha's secret mission to reassemble the fragments of statues Tsukasa destroyed. Yo orders one of his subordinates to blame Chrome's escape on him, after which he gives the stone on his right eye to him and runs away. Ukyo dictates his term of no death, with which he would cooperate with Senku, to which Senku agrees as Ukyo suspected that Hyoga sacrificed some warriors to the poison gas. Tsukasa visits the grave with Hyoga to pay respects to Yo. Senku finishes building the tank as Taiju and Yuzuriha arrive. Tsukasa discovers the phone hidden at the grave. Senku is shown earlier when he first depetrified. Taiju and Senku look back at when they woke up and where everything first started. The Kingdom of Science marches towards the Miracle Cave. Consequently, Senku fires the gorilla tank intending to reduce morale. Kohaku and the others begin their frontal assault. However, the tank falls prey to the anti-steam vehicle traps. Magma and Chrome use their new weapon, the sonic cannon, to immobilize multiple soldiers of the Tsukasa Empire. Nikki and Ukyo stop Minami from warning Tsukasa. To the surprise of Ukyo, Tsukasa and Hyoga arrive at the Miracle Cave where Hyoga wounds Ukyo. Kohaku and Kokuyo rush Tsukasa to make time for Senku to escape. As Kohaku's team fights Tsukasa and Hyoga, Senku, Gen, and Chrome try to figure out a way to make gunpowder. Chrome gets sulfuric acid from the tank, which is mixed with the nitric acid and glycerin from soap to make nitroglycerin, and subsequently dynamite. This makes Tsukasa's men surrender. Tsukasa and Senku talk out as to why the former wants to make a pure world when it is learned that he's doing it for his little sister Mirai. A flashback is shown of Tsukasa's past. His sister was deemed clinically brain-dead, thus becoming comatose. He made it his life's mission to protect her, so he became a boxer at a young age. After the flashback, Senku wants a truce in exchange for reviving Mirai. Senku and his group go to the area where her former hospital was. Tsukasa discusses his beliefs and laments about his actions, but won't change his goal. Senku and his crew dig up Mirai from the area. Senku demands a truce from Tsukasa in return for reviving his sister Mirai, whom Tsukasa learns is alive. Using the revival fluid, Mirai is revived. Using dynamite, Homura collapses the Miracle Cave after being freed by Yo. Hyoga attempts to kill Mirai, however, Tsukasa protects her and is speared instead. Senku and Tsukasa are pushed into a river while Hyoga jumps in. They wash up on the riverside. Hyoga narrates his doctrine of only the elite surviving and the mediocre perishing. However, Tsukasa quickly attacks Hyoga, assisted by Senku. Senku uses gunpowder to set Hyoga afire. However, he quickly subdues the fire using his robe. Hyoga quickly overpowers both of them. Using a makeshift taser, Senku stuns Hyoga. Chrome and Tsukasa's men now unite to build a scientific civilization. Kohaku apprehends Homura while Hyoga is restrained. Gen revives a manga artist from the past. Yo returns to civilization and decides to help put back all the broken statues as a means to make up for his crimes. Senku directs how to make superglue to seal wounds. However, he reveals it's only to buy Tsukasa time. Senku decides to petrify Tsukasa to keep him alive, constructing a refrigerator. Tsukasa dies and is frozen inside the refrigerator with his injuries still intact. Senku promises to return and revive him once he can figure out how to petrify and depetrify him to heal the wounds. Senku calls an assembly where he announces that they will find the secret of the petrification. He also reveals that they will construct a ship to explore the world.